You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodrance for Black and White Sports. Well, when you're right, you're right. And it seems for 24 months of this channel being in existence, the one thing we have been right about is the fact that one LeBron James is essentially rat poison for the NBA. LeBron started his social justice nightmare mess, and people turned the TV off. It just so happens when the Lakers got eliminated, not this year, but last year from the playoffs, the NBA oddly saw a little uptick in their ratings. Well, LeBron James did not even make the playoffs this year. And guess what? You take the rat poison away, people aren't as sick anymore as they once were when it comes to the NBA. Now, I still have problems with the NBA, most notably the fact that they're in bed with China. I still have a major issue with that. But I've said for a lot of fans, LeBron James is just flat the most hated athlete in the world. I don't know that there's any doubting that. I mean, he runs the gamut from just being unlikable to just flat-ass stupid, and then I've called him out for being dangerous with some of his social justice rhetoric that I believe actually did harm, in my opinion, law enforcement. I will continue to stick by that. Well, it just so happens that the NBA ratings are going up without LeBron James, without LaChina James, and his bullshit social justice nonsense. It's funny how that works. And I noticed this before Bobby Burack over at Outkick wrote this article. I noticed it when I was doing the USFL ratings on Black and White Sports 2. This is the NBA games. This is Saturday. That's a 3.5. That's basically a 3.6. That's 3.358. I mean, that's Saturday. Then we've got Sunday. That's a 4.7. Almost a 4.8. There's a 4.0. There's a 2.7. There's a 3.216. I can tell you a 4-something is something I have not seen in the 24 months since we started covering the NBA, since the channel blew up when the sports world lost their mind after George Floyd. Let's get to this. The NBA drew its highest opening weekend playoff ratings in more than a decade. Last weekend, the NBA averaged 4 million viewers across TNT, ESPN, and ABC. It turns out that when the league stops preaching politics and focusing in on one single player, LeBron James, people choose to watch basketball. Very quickly, I also have a theory. I believe LeBron James just makes people nauseated in many ways. They look at him and they start feeling sick. You get a sick feeling. This is not like the old days where if you didn't like Larry Bird, you didn't like Magic, you didn't like Michael, you still had to tune in. If you hate Tom Brady, you have to tune in to see if the big guy loses. Well, guess what? People, when LeBron is involved, people don't give a shit if he wins or loses. Period. They don't care. We don't even want to see the side of him. That's a thing. Wow. That's not surprising to Outkick readers or Black and White sports fans. We informed the NBA the day after the Lakers were eliminated from the playoff contention that the playoffs would thrive without LeBron involved. This postseason without him is the first positive viewership story for the NBA in about 4 years. As big a star as LeBron is, he has become a net negative for the NBA. LeBron represents the social divide in the country. He's divisive. Fans either love him or hate him. And as the years have gone by, Those who disapprove of LeBron no longer simply root against him as they did Michael Jordan. They have stopped watching him entirely. Yeah, I'm not giving that guy 1 second of my time, regardless of how much I want him to lose or can't stand him. I'm not watching him in the same way that I watched other players that I couldn't stand. I would watch on TV and hope and root for the team that was playing against them. If LeBron is involved, I am simply not turning the TV on. Period. Playoff LeBron also sucks the attention away from other teams, players, and series. Even in the matchups that don't involve LeBron, broadcasters still fawn over him before, during, and after the game. It's all LeBron all the time. The conversation around him isn't fun anymore. It's less about the game than it is about his post-game remarks, his legacy, his attitude, and speculation about which teammates he might try to trade this offseason. That's right. That's right. LeBron has taken away attention from the NBA's on-the-court product. Without the focus on LeBron this postseason, the storylines have pivoted back to the games, outcomes, and play, all of which has been exciting thus far. Fans have obviously approved. Now that LeBron isn't hogging up marquee time slots, the NBA is able to showcase younger stars like Joe Morant, Donovan Mitchell, Anthony Edwards, and Jason Tatum. LeBron is 37. He's past his prime on the court and as a TV draw. Of the 25 most watched games during the regular season, only 6 involved LeBron. And keep in mind, that's partly because the NBA gave the Lakers the best windows in prime time and on Christmas. By contrast, and I keep trying to say this, the most popular and valuable star for the NBA is Steph Curry. By contrast, games with Steph Curry claimed 13 spots in the top 25. Plain and simple, Steph is just more likable. I mean, let's just be honest. Kind of like politicians. You either have one that you absolutely cannot stand, like Hillary Clinton, or have you got one that you just find really likable. The NBA and its fans don't miss LeBron James. Neither does half the country that he spent the past few years calling racist. This is LeBron fatigue. People are tired of him. I think it is utterly hilarious. LeBron James is a cancer to the NBA. The bounced back ratings with him not being anywhere to be found is a point that is proven by us, by Outkick, by Sports Wars, all of us that have been calling out this league for 24 months, and all those LeBron videos that get made. I mean, you would not believe the fact that most of them have probably 98 out of 100% likes. And trust me, they're not pro LeBron. And there's probably, 20 million views in there. He's the most hated athlete, but even worse, instead of wanting to tune in to watch him lose, you don't even want to tune in. You don't even want to really and truly support the league as long as he is involved with the entire playoff scenario. Because ESPN's up his ass. That's all they want to talk about is LeBron. And now that he's gone, NBA fans can take a deep breath and enjoy basketball. Now, if you can just get Adam Silver out and get NBA out of the pockets of China, then we can get back to the NBA that we remember from the 90s, when the NBA was great, and the 80s. We can get back to truly enjoying the NBA again. But this is a step. This shows you the NBA, in order to ever thrive again, LeBron James must go away, retire. People are done with him. Tell me what you think, black and white sports fans. Best opening round ratings in a decade. Think he's not the most hated athlete? And I'm not talking about most hated on. I mean the most hated athlete in the world. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.